Welcome everybody to Catfish Weekly, along with my buddy Chad. I'm Lyle and Chadwick. We're
Oh,
starting this week the 8th year of Catfish Weekly. Um, a lot of people don't realize it's been going on that long. It's hard for me to realize that it's been going on that long, but sometime in the last week was the beginning of Catfish Weekly 8 years ago. So
that's amazing, 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 sir.
it really is. I can't believe it, and we've had a really good time from the beginning with Paul and myself and a guy that lived out on the East Coast named Brian Lanham and Chris and Chuck and Paul and of course Doc and JR and uh, uh, Mr. Smith, our buddy James Smith, and now you. And it seems like I'm missing somebody, but it's been it's been a long time and a lot of fun. And we've been going at it and trying to make a difference in the world. And something that we never had done that I can remember is a show on cooking, eating catfish.
Well, that's what
And
we like to do.
well, I do. But before we get started and go through the names of people in chat, the point about this whole thing is responsible harvest. And by that, I mean selective harvest. Um,
Yeah.
like any animal that's ever been cleaned to eat, the small ones are always the better ones, period. That's just the way the world works. And in Missouri, they have regulations on some of our lakes and stuff where they've actually increased the limit of the undersized fish so that thank you, Chadwick,
You're
uh,
very welcome, sir.
so that you can harvest 10 of those instead of five, like you could before, but you can only have two overs and none in the slot. I think that is very nice. I would like to see them one over, but hey, you give a little, you take a little. But it's really a great beginning to things that's going to get a lot better down the road, or at least that's what we think. So, but we're going to talk more about eating fish and cooking fish and what our favorite stuff to put on them and all that stuff is in just a minute. What do you say we run through the people that's in chat, Chad?
Let's do it. We got Mr. Avid Fisherman was first, of course. Glad he finally reclaimed his number one spot. we we got Mr. Bobcat Outdoors, Hillbilly Hippie, Jason Lamb, Van from Feed 3 Customs, Miss Chrissy Brown, member might I add. We've got Matt from Wannabe Outdoors. We've got Mr. Mike Sampson. What's going on, Sampy? I just realized that Matt called me a turd.
Oh, really? I'll be
You know
damned.
what? You know what? I got the. Well, I won't do it. That's the 8-year anniversary shout. We got John Patrick Jr. 922 Crappie Barbecue. We got Look Lady. We got Cat Life Outdoors. Moonlight Fishing. Mark from Catfish and Crappie, who was. I saw he put up his membership badge earlier.
Cool.
Um,
I didn't see it, or I would have highlighted that.
it was overshadowed by my generous donation that Mark will not outdo. Um,
Hey, not to interrupt you, but a gentleman by the name of James Bink Fox is in chat.
what's up, Bink?
We see him in here every once in a while. One of the great friends of mine, great fisherman, him and Janet.
Very good.
Know them guys for years. They're some of the greatest people you ever meet in the catfish industry, and it's super glad to have them back in chat.
Awesome. Very, very good people. I've met them several times. Carmel Muncie, what's going on? Hooks and Hammocks, Chris, Whisker Dreams, Real and Virtual Outdoors, what's going on, Troy? We got Bumpin' Mike Greenwell, Sean Abney. I think I'm going the wrong way now. Okay, there we go. I seen Mr. James Dockery Fishing is in here.
Thank you so much, Chris. We appreciate it more than you know.
That's how I get Mark to try to give you a little bit more. Is I question his manhood, say that he
Thank
can't
you,
outdo
Mark.
me, and he has to outdo me by $1.
Thank you, sir.
We got David Smith, A. McLaughlin. Let me see. Lance McCouguy, Michelle, it's all mine. Mr. Maurice Kaysen. Trying to scroll up here.
And by the way, Chris, I was not 80 when we started the show. Just for your information.
I didn't even go there. We've got Mr. Freddy's Outdoor Adventures. And of course, like you said, James Fox, that's Bink. Trophy Seekers Outdoors. I think I'm going to scroll back down here to the bottom. We got Mr. Parker Pursuits. We got Old Timers Bass Chaser has made it in. Welcome. And Joe Buck 66.
I will also.
You think I've missed?
I don't see anybody. Did you get Hillbilly Hippie?
I did. I think they were the second one in tonight.
Okay. James and Janet are huge Cincinnati Red fans. Oh, Keith, thank you.
Freaking show off.
They're huge Cincinnati Reds fans, and Janet and I have had some battles over that. But they really follow a minor league team, and I think it's called the Paints. It might be Pintos, but I'm pretty sure it's the Paints. It's a minor league team from in their area over there, and they follow them. So see, I do know people a little bit about some of them, bud.
I'm just proud you can remember it.
Yeah, me too. It's amazing some of the things that I could remember and some important stuff I could not. Chillicothe Paints, yeah.
Chillicothe Paints. And I see the sweet Miss Cindy Stokes has made it in.
But, yeah, we had some battles over Reds and the Cardinals over the years. It was all in fun, and that's how it was intended and how it was took. We even had a bet one time at Monsters on the Ohio that whichever one of our teams caught the biggest fish, the other one had to wear their hat for a week. Shows, whatever you was doing, you had to wear it.
I couldn't wear one of them St. Louis hats.
Yeah, well, I had to wear a Cincinnati Reds hat because they beat us significantly. Thank you, Freddie. But yeah, they didn't have a real stellar day either, but it was enough to win.
Hey, it's no different than racing. Whether you win by an inch or a mile,
it don't matter. I prefer to stretch it on out there a little bit, but sometimes it just don't work out. Hey, there's Jerry Parker.
I can't even say anything. I haven't watched sports in a long while, but I've been giving you that's how I kind of got your attention when I first started watching Catfish Weekly. Is I would put in the chat, "Go Cubs, go."
Yeah, they didn't score no brownie points with me.
That's why it took me so long to even get on.
If do you know who Spencer Bauer is? I know you do.
I do.
River certified. We've had him on the show a few times, and when I comment on his videos that he makes, I call him Cubs fan because there's only a few of them guys around, and he happens to be one of them. Wears that Cubs hat all the time. I would think the embarrassment would kill him, but evidently it does not. But I love old Spencer. He's a great guy and a super fisherman. So wish him the very best in his ventures as he's doing really good with his YouTube channel now.
Let's see. The Weekend Angler made it in, and the great Dieter Melhorn.
It's always good to have both of those guys in here. I seen that Josh was out on the water just a little while ago. I watched a little bit of his stuff, and
I got the alert, but I could not make it in. I was at work, and I he was out fishing with Chadwick James.
Yeah, you know what I told you about working. If you have a good job, you better take care of it, because I feel there will be a time coming in the not so distant future to where a good job is going to be hard to come by. It happens that way every time we end up with, well, a president like we have. It just does. So there's
Totally
Amy, the Catfish
understand.
rookie.
What's up, Saint Amy? Stonefly
Saint
71.
Amy.
Well,
There's Trophy Seeker out there.
I've met her husband, Lee Evans, and
I understand.
all I got to say is that
I have not had that privilege, but I do understand. There's Stonefly, Terra Fishing.
Mr. Creole catfishing.
We're always glad to have Jeremy in here. I got a message from him earlier and had to give him an answer. I hope I made it for him. That would have been good. I come up with this idea about this show tonight, Chad, because, well, you and I like to eat a lot.
You ain't kidding. You inspired me when you asked me about it. I mean, I was like, I could cook, or
I don't think that we've really had too many shows, if any. Captain D's, I like Captain D's on cooking catfish. We're very conservative on here about saving the fish, but when you have regulations put into effect like we do in Missouri, where they want you to take the small fish out and they make double the limit, so you will. That tells me that the lakes and the river systems in our area are overpopulated, and I believe that to be true because they're not growing out of the slot limit as fast as they would like it. Now, to be quite honest, we don't have the growth rate this far north as, say, the guys in Alabama, Mississippi, Texas, and places like that. Their growth rate is a lot faster than ours.
Yes.
But we have probably as much or more bait or edible stuff for them, but they just don't grow as fast, and that's because we have more cold weather. But get you a fly swatter, dude.
I'm about to figure out what I did with that one. I got one that's like
right here, buddy.
Up and gets in my face.
Right here. Hi, Matthew. How you doing? But yeah, that's one of the reasons. So it's a lot better to keep the smaller ones and leave the bigger ones so they can grow on up. And now, with that being said, I have a policy that we try to live by, because I made a mistake in a tournament when we was running tournaments years ago, where a guy brought a fish in to check in early because he didn't think he was going to make it, and we released that fish because that's the way the rules was stated in those tournaments in those days. And that was a huge mistake because I know that fish did not make it. So my theory is, if you get one that's deep hooked, if it's bleeding profusely, anything that deters the chance of that fish's survival, then harvest that fish, unless it's in a slot limit. And if it's in a slot limit, you cannot take it. If it dies, that's just the way it is. So there's a great comment right there from David Funk. Took 10 years from fingerlings to 40 pounds in Hoover in Columbus, Ohio. That's pretty good.
It actually is really good.
That's not bad at all. But yeah, it would have been a lot better if it could have been 20 years. But at least you got the 40s now. So
yeah,
that's really good. But we don't want to throw one back and let it go to waste. I have had them like that when I didn't want to clean them, because I'm not really big. Thank you, Creole. Thank you so much. I'm not really big on cleaning fish. Shark
recipes, yeah.
I'm not really big on cleaning fish. I will clean them, but if a lot of times if I'm hot and tired, if there's somebody at the bank when we get there and we have one that's not going to make it, I'll just give it to them to take it home and clean it myself. With that being said, the reason that I brought the subject up tonight is because of the inflation rate, the price of gasoline. It costs a lot of money to go fishing right now.
And the price of food.
And the price of everything that has to be moved by truck or vehicle or train or anything. The cost of everything. Thank you, Jody. Thank you so much. Everything has went up. Now, to offset some of that cost, if you keep a couple of little fish and have you a meal out of it, that's one meal you don't have to buy at the grocery store or go out to eat for. There's nothing wrong with harvesting those fish, as long as you do it responsibly and don't keep everything you catch like a lot of the guys that run lines and stuff do. Joke fishermen are another one. Most of them get smaller fish, but they can get big ones. There's no sense of taking every fish that you catch. Take what you can use and put the rest back. Catch it again later on down the road, and it'll be so much bigger and a whole lot more fun.
I would agree, and that's one of my biggest things. Is I think I've said it before. I know I did. Like on Ryan Boards, he did a show a long while ago, and I think I've said it once or twice on here. But normally for me, every year I'll go out and I'll maybe once to twice a year go out where I just fish to eat. Right. I will go out and I will catch, 5, 10, 15, whatever I can catch that day. And as long as they're, 1 to 7, 8 pounds, that's my keepers. Those are the ones I like to eat. And I do that once or twice a year. Now, with the way things are going, I'm with you. Maybe I'll do it 3 times a year, depending on, to me, as long as they're not going to waste, that's the biggest thing.
Yep. Jeremy would like to congratulate you on the 1,000 memberships on Fields of Water, and we're very happy to see you made it for the second time.
Yeah, they call me Mr. 1K now. I mean, I came up with it
something else, but I'll let it go.
Shut up. I got an emoji for you.
Lance says, "When I go fishing, I'll keep enough fish for 2 meals when I do catch." That's very respectable.
Yeah.
Which is basically what the Missouri limit is, because you're allowed whatever the limit is, and in your freezer you're allowed that many more. So say you get a limit of 10, your possession limit is 20. If the limit is like it is in some areas off the river, it's 5. So then your possession limit is only 10. So you need to check your state and local regulations for all that, and be sure. We do that a lot.
Great minds think alike.
Yep. Peter says, "I'm fishing tomorrow and plan on keeping some to eat. Of course, that means I will catch nothing but 20-pounders and have to release them." And I know you will do that, Dieter, because you're not going to harvest those big breeder size. And that's another thing. If people would recognize those fish instead of trophy fish, you can ask any Department of Conservation or any DNR. They will tell you never use the word trophy. Breeding size fish will go a lot further with regulations because they don't care about trophy fish. But if you're harvesting the breeding fish, you get their attention. I promise you. Trophy is a no to say when you're trying to get any kind of regulations passed. That's a fact. They don't want you to use that term because they don't consider any waters trophy waters.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand that, but they should also see the excitement when we pull up one of them big bad ones.
And to me, I don't know what you consider a trophy, but anything over 10, 15 pounds is a trophy to me because we can catch a lot of 10, 15 pounders. But if it's over that, because I don't go to the rivers like I used to, and the lakes has bigger fish, but not in abundance like we do the smaller ones. So I just like to catch them. It doesn't make any difference to me.
That's what I was getting ready. Some days, a 2-pound channel cat's great fish because that's the only one I freaking caught.
Yep, I do. I got it, and you have to appreciate the fish that you catch. If you don't appreciate them, you might not be doing it for all the right reasons. I mean, that's just the way it is. So,
and this is a great point. If there's a place that is overpopulated and it doesn't hurt to take them, take them out. But this also explains the lumpy, massive head that Josh Dunnigan has from eating all those power plant catfish from Lake Baldwin.
Thank you, Bob. We appreciate it so much. If you guys do like what we do here on the show, please hit the thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, consider doing that. We have a lot of great guests coming up in the near future, and you're not going to want to miss them. We had a couple of really good shows here in the last few weeks, and I hope everybody enjoyed them. And the way we keep that going is to keep the subscribers coming in, and the content will come because the people will keep coming back and being on here if we keep going. So that's what we need. There's Brenda, Catfishing with Cause. But I didn't want to get off on a um, binge talking about conservation, although it's extremely important. And I know we all need to talk about it a little bit. But I
Well, I
wanted
think
to
it's a
talk
good,
about
yeah,
eating.
it's a good segue to eating your fish. I mean, come on. I mean, let's have a little bit of education with the show tonight. But
Well,
I do have.
here's a good one right here. Is popular restaurant dish here fried catfish served over rice with crawfish. I'm not sure what that word is. Poured on top.
Etouffee poured
Hey,
on top.
your guess is as good as mine, but it sounds good. But then again,
Well,
you know,
before we go any further, though, I did see the thumbs up thing. This is like Lyle said at the beginning. If you missed it and you tuned in a little bit later, this is the start. This episode here is the start of the 8th year of Catfish Weekly. So please give Mr. Lyle that thumbs up. I'd
thank you
greatly
very
appreciate
much.
it
We
from the bottom
appreciate
of my heart. And I actually had one more question before we got started because I did get a private message wanted me to ask you something personal about that, and they wanted to know if you said 8 or 80.
Yeah, it was 8.
Okay, just
I
wanted to
got
make
a
sure we
message in
verify that.
chat that Mark would like to know if you can DoorDash your catfish. He
You
just
can, just so you know, this great company right here sells catfish, and they do DoorDash it to my house if I so please.
Slidell. Josh has been to Slidell, Louisiana. I have some friends of mine I went to school with to live there. That's where they was from. Hello, Tom. Glad to see you in here. They moved up to Bowling Green when we was in school, and I went to school with them until after we was out of school, and then they moved back. And I've seen them recently, or sort of recently since then. But yeah, Slidell. You don't hear that name very often, but they're great kids, and can't wait to see them again.
I can't wait to get back to Louisiana again.
Yeah, it's a fun place to be. I'm sure. I've just only been through it once, so
I've only been there once as well.
yeah, on my way to Texas. Um, I don't know, but in my mind, I want my catfish fried,
Oh, ain't that like the best thing for anything? It's fried.
deep fried. It's not
Nothing
the way
awesome
you're
for
supposed
catfish.
to have everything, but I like it. Now, Betty and Cindy and the girls cooked up at Mendota. They cooked up some um, really good crappie that was brought up from your neck of the woods. Betty and Brandon and I don't know who all else,
Yep.
and it was awesome. Betty makes up her own concoction. We prefer, because I don't have a recipe like that, we prefer Andy's breading on our
Yep.
fish. And I love that. It's the best I've ever used. And I've tried everything that has ever been available in the store. And if I see something new, I'll try it. But we seem to always go back to the Andes. I like it, the red Andes, and that's a little spicier. It's really not that spicy, but it's spicier than the other stuff. And they make stuff for chicken and all and vegetables and all kinds of stuff. But their fish breading is really good. We've had hams. I haven't tried that yet, but I've got a smoker, Bob. I probably will. Um, and we've tried what's this? Toady Sashery, and the hams is fairly local. It's made over in Illinois too, and I can't remember how many others, but over the years we've tried a lot of different ones, and sometimes you just salt and pepper them, put them in cornmeal, and fry them up that way, and they're good like that. But I really do like the Andes, and uh, Michael Malott says butter and salt, garlic salt. That sounds pretty good too. What? How do you fix yours, Chad?
I have a couple of different ways that I like to cook mine. So obviously, the Andes, and there's cracker crumbs and stuff like that, and some seasonings that I will not give the recipe out to because it's special. But that's what obviously you drop that in the Crisco disco and take it to town, my friend.
That's what I
But
like.
one of my favorite recipes that I like to use that's not fried, it's actually grilled or baked, is some aluminum foil, butter, salt and pepper, and lemon pepper. I love lemon peppered fish.
We have
Really
tried.
simple.
Go
Wrap
ahead.
it, No, I'm just saying it's very simple. You can't. I mean, you can season it to taste, but wrapping it in foil and baking it or throwing it on a grill, very, very good stuff right there.
Done trout that way, and to date,
Mm-hmm.
I have never had any kind of trout that I thought was good. I don't care how you fix it, but it's better to do it that way in butter and wrap it up in that and season it with lemon pepper and whatever else you got. And I'm not sure I like hot sauce on my fish sometimes, but I'm not sure there's enough hot sauce in the world to make a rainbow trout fit to eat.
Speaking of,
Uh,
there's Betty Jean Cross.
hey, tall Betty, how you doing? Just talking about your recipe for cooking fish. But yeah, Danny Stone's in here too. Welcome, Danny. Justin's Fishing Fetish, John Patrick Jr. Um, but there's a million ways to cook them, and I've had them baked, and they're okay that way. But I prefer them fried. And
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I like to switch it up.
yeah, I don't want mine real crispy. I want
Yeah,
them done, but I don't want them real crispy. Now, if I'm eating bluegill or crappie, that's different. If you fry them whole, their fins and tail, well, they're just pretty awesome. Just about as awesome as you get.
y'all ever tried tempura butter for your
Never
fried
heard of it.
catfish? I have never heard of it,
That's new.
but you know, you could
There's
fry.
a great statement right there. Whoop, I missed it. That one. Jug fish all the time because it's fun. Only keep a fish when I'm hungry. That's awesome. I will say
Yeah,
one thing about jug fishing. If you have children and you want to keep their attention span and get them started in fishing, if you'll teach them that concept of only keeping selective harvest or just what you can use, that is one of the greatest ways to introduce kids to fishing because it's easy, it's fun, they like to do it, and you can do it with a package of hot dogs. I mean, I know that's not how Betty says hot
I was
dogs.
gonna say you throw hot dogs on them, you might be coming up with one of them noodles with me at the end of it.
To change the subject for just a moment, I went to a dinner at my sister's house Saturday night. She was 75 years old, and we went to a dinner down there, and they was cooking up stuff out there on the grill, and they had chicken and um, some pork chops and I don't know what all, hamburgers and hot dogs. Give me them hot dogs. Where's the mustard? Damien, my grandson, and I don't know how many we eat, but probably a package and a half. And of course, I eat some chicken and some other stuff, but I really do like a good hot dog once in a while. And like I say, I know that's not how Betty says it, but
Hey, I tell you what, the other day I did the same thing. We had half a pack of better cheddars left in here and a whole pack of bars hot dogs. I took them out to the grill and threw them
there you
on.
go. Yeah,
Hey, I wasn't. He was trying, but I stopped him, Betty Jean.
I don't know what she puts in it, but it's pretty good. I thought it was very good. So, but yeah, I see there's people are coming in with different ways of stuff, and um, Matt says Farrell Hall gumbo with ghost peppers. That might be a little bit too hot for this old
Yeah,
man.
see, I can't do that hot food, man.
Well, my
I like
stomach won't take it anymore. I used to love it, but I just can't deal with it afterwards.
I like I
Oh,
like flavor. I like the seasoning to where it is about the taste, not to where it melts the taste out of your mouth.
yeah, yeah. If it hurts you, I'm not interested. Try soaking in just egg whites, then your favorite breading.
Mm,
That sounds pretty good.
heck yeah. I got a feeling I'm gonna get some extra practice this year because I'm gonna
Yeah. Creole says anyone else love cold leftover fried catfish?
I don't think I've ever had leftover catfish when I was done.
We don't have any leftover meat. Troy says steak, fried shrimp, and fries was my dinner, and oh yeah, I had a salad to keep figuring. Well, Troy, there's nobody loves shrimp any more than me. I promise you.
Yeah, right there, the
I
shrimp
love
master.
it. Hey,
That's,
Big
that's
Grinch.
the other reason we call him a shrimp.
Yeah, yeah, I
What's
do.
up, Big Ranch?
But
Mustard beer batter and Andy's fish fry.
Sounds pretty good.
I'm not a mustard fan, but I wonder how that.
You don't eat mustard with your hot dog?
No.
That's un-American, man. You gotta have mustard on a hot dog. Betty says we ate cold crappie for breakfast and lunch today, and what?
For days
In Wisconsin, yeah. Girl says he puts a little mustard in his egg wash, sometimes some spicy brown. That's what Cindy likes. If I'm feeling frisky. Now, do you do that to make it stick to the fish better, or just because you want the flavor?
I'm trying to think. It probably had for both.
I don't know. Betty says that you like eating the mustard out of the spoon.
Sometimes I'll eat it straight out of the bottle, but only when I'm having some really bad muscle spasms.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. We've actually started trying to take out a small jar of mustard or a bottle of mustard in the cooler out on the boat, just because I get muscle spasms because I dehydrate so fast that it will take care of them muscle spasms within minutes.
I don't know how about muscle spasms, but Cindy gets leg cramps real bad, and
I talked to her about it.
She drinks pickle juice to keep that from happening, and it works.
Pickle juice, mustard, anything that's vinegar based.
Richard Ward, welcome, sir.
Curtis,
glad to have you in here, Curtis. David Smith, but yeah, whatever you got to do. Cindy's been doing that pickle juice thing for some time, and it really helps. But
we talked about it up in Mendota because I was having them, and I don't think she had said she'd done the pickle juice, but hadn't heard about mustard, and so.
Yeah, I hadn't either. That was a first for me. Mr. Kitty Whiskers, welcome to chat, my friend. We had a lot of conversations when we was in Wisconsin, but man, what a great time that was. So, Tara Fishing says it's a salt.
Huh. I don't know. I learned it from a stewardess one day.
Tara? Is that Tara Lindsay? It appears to be. I can't see them little images there very well, but I think that is Tara.
Nope, I clicked the wrong button.
Coconut water is amazing for dehydration. Thank you, Jerry. Somebody said James Dockery Fishing is in chat. James Dockery Fishing. That's pretty special right there.
It is special anytime we get him in here.
Special ed.
I would also like to remind everybody, because I do see 80 beautiful, wonderful people in here, only 62 thumbs up. This is the start of Lyle's 8th year of Catfish Weekly. This show here is the 8th year. Catfish Weekly has been brought to you live Monday nights, same time, every week, minus about 5 times.
8, I believe.
8? Okay,
total.
8 and 8 years. So once a year, he's like Santa Claus. He delivers one time a year to all the boys and girls across the world, and that's the Monday he must take off every year.
Well, I'll touch on that for just a second, Chad. Back in the beginning, there was only, out of the 4 or 5 of us that was doing the show, there was only a couple of us that had enough internet connection that we could run the show. Like I had mentioned several times before, we had to use Google Hangouts. It was an hour setup time and an hour getting tore down, and it was a terrible pain in the ass to do, but that's what we had to use in those days to put the show on. But Cindy and I live way out in the boonies, and we had internet out there that was better than dial-up, but not a whole lot. Thank you, Betty. Thank you so much. And I didn't have enough internet, and it just wasn't. And if you go back and didn't watch any of them, you can see even when we bought this house and moved to Buffalo, we had what was there, and we had lived here a year or so when they come through with the fiber optics, and I've been blazing internet speed ever since, but I was so
Hey,
happy for that.
I got Peanut Gallery over here in the living room saying now he owned the internet.
I kind of do.
Nope.
But yeah, thank you, Frontline Flatheads. Thank you very much. Uh, I don't know what he's talking about. And it was on, oh, yeah, at the beginning, the show was on Sunday nights. Um, for the reason why we took it off of Sunday nights and went to Monday nights, of course, we was the only one doing shows of any kind in those days. And the reason we left Sunday nights to come to Monday nights was because that's not funny, Josh.
That's funny.
It's not funny. We went to Monday nights because we was fishing a lot of tournaments, and so was Chris. And by the time we get in on Sunday nights, I'd either miss a show or it would be late getting in, or I just didn't feel like it. You know, a lot of times we drive 5 or 6 hours after a tournament to get home and then do a show, and it was really tough. And we was starting the shows. A lot of them started at 8 o'clock, and it was just hard to do. So we moved to Monday nights, and that was a godsend for myself and Chuck and Chris and Doc too. Even when he come on, we'd already moved to Monday nights, but Doc fished a lot of tournaments too, and it was really hard to we'd leave Owensboro, Kentucky, and I'd drive as hard as I could to get home on Sunday, so I get some sleep to be able to do a show on Sunday night. And a lot of times I just didn't make it. You just couldn't. Tried doing them in the car. That didn't work in those days very well. We didn't have the signals and stuff. Funny man, Jerry Parker. Funny man. But the changes that I've seen in internet service and stuff has made a huge difference in the way we do live streaming now.
Yeah.
It wasn't called live streaming then because it was such a pain in the butt to do that I'd have people call me up, try to explain to them how to do it. And if I thought they was serious, I'd go to all the trouble of going through it. And 99% of them would just throw their hands up and say, it ain't worth it.
Yeah.
And if they still had to do that today like we used to have to do it, you'd probably only see 4 or 5 shows on instead of everybody going live because it was a battle. And of course, like I said, the internet service wasn't there like it is now, and very few people. We'd call up guests and stuff, and people wanted to do the show, and they couldn't even go to a friend's house where they had enough internet connection to do a show with us. So, yeah, it was Google Hangouts.
Google Hangouts, yeah.
Google Hangouts. Yeah, it was a tough deal back in those days, and you have to copy and paste certain codes to put in the taglines and different things to get it to come up to where everybody could do it. And you send them a link, and they click on it. And sometimes they get in, sometimes they couldn't, and you just the Salvation Fort was the first show we done live remote at Monsters on the Ohio down Jim and Sheila in their bait shop. They had a really good internet, and we went down there and started doing live shows. We didn't even know if it would work. We was going to try it, and it did work. It worked flawlessly, and their internet speed was so much better than what we had. It cut the time down to set up probably 30 minutes instead of the hour. So, Betty, I've been nothing but nice to you. But yeah, it's changed a lot. It really has, and some of it for the better. I can't agree with everything that they've done that I like, but that's another story for another day.
But like you said, though, the internet is slowly but surely getting better and better, and I think it's starting to getting better faster now too. Than it used to. It's just
I agree.
Man,
I agree. But
so unreal.
This right now, you can go back any night of the week and you watch catfish videos. Oh, looky there. That's awesome, Chrissy. Thank you. 13 months. Thank you so much. And if you're interested in being a member, you can hit the join button down there and you have some options and you can figure out what you want to do. We'd appreciate it if you want to. If you don't, that's 100% okay too. But
back anyway.
What's that?
I said, just keep on coming back either way.
Yeah, just come back either way. We don't care
Right.
one way or the other. Dink over stink. Welcome to chat. Um, but you know, I've had baked catfish before. I've had grilled catfish before. The grilled catfish I done myself. I didn't know how to do it exactly. I've had blackened catfish in restaurants. I've not done that myself, but probably will try it now that I have the griddle top for my stove. I'm anxious to try that. Oh, here's a great question. Not to change the subject, but um, Richard, I do not know. I'll get that number for you, but we got a bunch of them this year. There is a whole bunch of them, and they're signing up almost daily. Um, so there is a lot of
35.
35. So a lot more than we had
Right.
last year, and we're very happy about that. And while we're talking about that, um, how anybody that is interested in winning a couple of bank rod holders that Richard Ward has made with Mad Catter's Catfishing, go over to the Catfish Weekly public page on Facebook, and you can sign up. It's pinned to the top of there, and just put in your last rank and what branch of the military you are in or was in, and we'll hook you up and put you in the drawing. That will be July 4th on our Monday night show there. So
And I just dropped the link to the Facebook group. Go over there and join the group there. And if you are past, current, or future,
absolutely.
whatever. Yeah, past
Absolutely.
current. That's what it was.
We really appreciate Richard. This is the second year Richard has donated a prize to our military personnel. It means a lot to us that he does that because they're our heroes. You know, they do more for us. We can never do enough for the military people to give back for what they have done for us. You just can't. So this is just a little token of his appreciation, and they are very nice. I had them in here and showed everybody one night, and I don't want to leave them in here because I'm afraid that I'll bang them into something, and they're pretty heavy duty. I don't want to tear up stuff, but they are very nice. Whoever wins them will be very happy, especially if they're a bank fisherman. So you do well. I forgot where I was at now.
We've been a little bit of all over.
Oh, black fish. How I've eaten fish. I've eaten it everywhere. Every kind of prepared. We go to restaurants and I'll have catfish a lot of times because I really do like them. The reason we went 14 or 15 years without me cleaning the fish because I just don't like to clean fish. But with that being said, uh, I'm going to keep some of the small ones. I probably won't keep anything over 3 or 4 pounds, maybe 5. Depends on if I'm catching a lot of fish one day, they'll all be small ones. But if I'm only catching a few, then I might keep a 5 pounder. But I really like eating the small blues. I don't like blues when they get big. They're rubbery. Um, they're stronger tasting. It's not that they're not edible and not that they're not good. I just prefer the smaller ones. And I like channel cat. But when I'm cleaning channel cat, I fillet them up and I cut all of the yellow, which is fatty meat, and all of the red meat off of them and keep only the white meat. I do the same thing with blues, and I rarely keep a flathead, but if I do, it'll be one probably that's deep hooked or a real small one because they're extremely good eating. But I don't eat any yellow meat. Like I say, that's the fatty part of the meat, and the red line that goes through the center of. I don't keep any red meat either. And
Yeah.
what you end up with, if you chunk them up, is some fish nuggets that are absolutely awesome, and you'll like them. Oh, Betty, thank you so much. I'll
I
buy
love
you a single gallon of gas. That's pretty
Thank
much
you.
true, you know.
Jeez.
I do have a thought. Um, I can't imagine how bacon wrapped catfish wouldn't be amazing.
Oh, Lyle. Oh man. Now you got me thinking. Have you seen where they do the bacon weave
I
thing?
had,
Oh,
yeah.
could you imagine that? Flip it over like a taco, fish taco.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
That sounds awful, awesome.
I think I might have to do this soon.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Betty, thank you again. That's
Yes.
very very kind. Very kind.
Seen
And
what
Mark
you're
is
saying
right.
about pickled trout.
I've
What?
never had pickled trout. That might be the only way I could ever eat that stuff and like it. Um, I seen something else. Oh, Mark said something. Or I said, where is it? Oh, Panfish Nation. We are 100 subscribers away from the coveted 1,000. So please join us on Thursday night, right after the bait shop with Chad and Freddie, and give us a like and hit the subscribe button there too, because we want to get on board with that. We're really close now and getting closer all the time.
Heck
Thank
yeah.
you, Mark, for reminding me. Uh,
Lance says he's made stuffed catfish ingredients, Hellman's green onion, smoked sausage, and garlic with salt and pepper and bake it for 25 minutes.
I'm willing to give that a try.
You give it a try.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt says he wants to cook me some trout.
Big wrench. I thought you liked me, pal.
Fried bluegill is hard to beat, Jerry. I will agree with that 100%. Um, I really like crappie, but I really like bluegill too. So
It's been a long time since I've had a mess of bluegill and eaten them.
it's
But I
been a
know
long time since I caught enough hand sized ones that I wanted to clean them. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I can
clean
clean
them
the smaller ones. I can clean the smaller ones. I choose not to.
but you saw that short that I put out a while back. I could have had a heck of a meal out that night if because we actually caught double that, and a majority of them were all that size.
Wow.
We had a ton. We had quite a few that were like those, 2.5, 3 inches that we threw back. But
wow,
we could have had a great meal that night.
I have. Do you have the giveaway tool pulled up, Chad?
Well, I do.
I thought you might. I want to get in on this before we get done.
Oh yeah.
Dennis from D&L Sinkers sent us a bunch of stuff to give away for some time ago. And we're down to the last two D&L Sinker snake weights. These are 2-ounce snake weights, and there's 2 to a package. And we want to thank Dennis so much for helping us out with these. We've given them away for a long time, and he sent us a bunch of them, and he sent us rigs. The rigs has been gone for some time. I don't know why they just ended up on the top, but we want to give away these last 2, and we'll get them out to you guys, and hope you all enjoy them. It was very kind to him to send us all that stuff. And they're very nicely built. And you can contact Dennis. I'm trying to think of his YouTube channel, and for some reason it escapes me. But D&L Sinkers is it. You can look him up on Facebook, and he'll hook you up. So
Something Missouri.
Northeast Missouri Fisher.
Northeast Missouri fishing. Yeah.
Yeah. So
There we go. They're starting to come in there, Lyle.
does a lot of catfishing. He also does a lot of crappie fishing. So check Dennis out. Give him some love. He's a great guy, and he's give us giveaways for a long, long time. And these will be the last of them. But never fear, we have a new subject coming up next week.
Oh yeah.
These are going to be nice too. You're going to like these.
Oh yeah. Let's see. All right, they're coming in there. Yeah,
A lot of people. I'm surprised we didn't have more people tell us about the way they like to eat fish. We had several, but I figured we'd have a whole bunch of them.
There was one that I think it was Parker. I'm not sure if we said it or not, but he's saying something about blackened fish, not blackened catfish. It was pretty good.
I've not fixed it like that. I've had it in a restaurant that way a long, long, long time ago, but
Same.
I'd like to have it again.
Same here. And I was told and heard or read in chat by Buck Williams that Michelle from It's All Mine could cook a shoe and make it taste good.
From what I've seen, I probably would agree with that.
I have to tell you, Lyle, not to rub it in, but I've had dinner at Michelle's house where she's cooked it. Are you done?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I haven't got to eat
good.
it yet, so
It was so delicious. And I mean, wow. I mean, the plate was like this big.
Oh man, I'd found her out there. There's Kevin with K&B Angler. Welcome to the show, buddy. Glad to see you in the chat. Yeah, I've seen some of the stuff that she fixes, Tom. Looks pretty good.
Mr. Gadget likes it blackened on a cast iron with butter over the top. Just sprinkle that blackened season.
Sounds good to me.
I might have to try me some of that. Shut up, Mark.
Lance says try marinating your catfish in a sriracha sauce. That sounds good too. Like your new shirt, buddy. Looks awesome.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Thanks, buddy. Chrissy's saying that I have her shirt on. I'm thinking if she's wearing the same shirt, it's my shirt.
Don't forget, once we're through here, and we'll get done here right about on time, you guys want to tune in to Mark, the Catfish and Crappie Podcast. He has a great show lined up with you tonight with Bob from Bobcat Outdoors, and you don't want to miss that. It'll be a lot of fun.
I've never heard of this, steaming the catfish.
I have not either, but
Never had steamed fish.
I've never had. That's the only thing I've ever had, steamed vegetables. But I'll try it about once. I'll try anything about once.
Let's see where I'm at here.
How many do we have lined up?
Well, I want to check another thing real quick here.
Oh, that's fine. No problem.
So just want to make sure we hit that thumbs up for Mr. Lyle over here.
Appreciate it very much.
But 8 years.
Yeah, it's hard to believe. Mountain Outdoors and Adventures, welcome. I hate catfishing. Buddy, I'm sorry. You might be in the wrong chat. That's what we do here. But Creole says, don't think there's a bad way to cook catfish. I've even steamed it before with herbs and water. Hey, like I say, I'll try anything once. Yep, Chrissy, we talked about that earlier. Sounds good to me.
That's the only thing I haven't added was the garlic, but I love like lemon pepper.
Yeah,
it's really good.
I like. Parker says marinate the catfish in herbs and wine marinade, then pour Louisiana hot sauce on. Well, I like hot sauce as long as it's not scalding hot. Doesn't burn my inside. I like it, and it has to have a good flavor to it. If it's just hot and it don't taste good, it don't do me any good. But if it tastes good,
exactly,
I'm okay.
That's me. I want to be able to taste the flavor of it. I don't want it to be burning me so bad I can't even, taste the food.
Right. Yeah, it's no good if it's like that. I don't believe.
Well, that's it right there. Is there any bait that makes catfish bite like bass or walleye?
If there is, let us know.
I don't know.
Well, there is a lot of people that catch flathead and stuff on bass baits. And I will tell you that a takedown from a suspended rod that pulls your boat to the side and has it doubled up over underneath the boat, I'd take that over a bass any day. That's just my personal opinion.
I've never caught a bass or a walleye, and I've caught plenty of them that ever fought like a big blue or a flathead has.
Oh, yeah.
Even the small ones, actually. The channel cat up in Mendota, where they get the tail walking on top of the water, and you're talking about 15, 20-pounders walking on their tail.
Yeah.
Day after day after day, it's pretty hard not to say that ain't the most fun you can have with your pants on. I mean, it just is.
Lyle. Hold on. I got power too. I'm going to mute him. All right, folks. Anybody else want to get in on them sinkers? DL sinkers is the hashtag. If you want to, we're going to give it about 2 more seconds. Maybe a few more. But not very long. We'll give it 30 seconds. Get it in there if you want in on the sinkers.
Yep.
Otherwise, we're getting ready to spin.
We'll get them passed out, do the next one, and then go on to bigger and better things.
All right. Well, here we go. I'm getting ready to spin in 5, 4, 3. It's on like Donkey Kong. Who we got? Chrissy Brown. Congratulations here.
It's your lucky day, Chrissy.
That's because she wears my awesome shirt, Lyle.
Hey, if that's what it takes to win, I'll get one and I'll start getting in some of these other chats. And instead of just listening, I'll start chatting.
There you go. All right. What's next, sir?
The same thing, a different color.
Oh, man. I screwed up.
Did you now? You got to do it again, huh?
Yep.
Oh, Chad.
I screwed it up. I wasn't paying you. You know what? I think it was when you kicked me off the show earlier.
That probably just what done it, yeah.
Well, let's try it again. Hashtag DL Sinkers. Let me share this again. We already got some popping in.
Oh, I'm sure.
My apologies, folks. My apologies. Rookie mistake here. Got me sidetracked with all the food talk, and then he kicked me off my own show. I mean, this is Chad Fish Weekly.
You know, I got an idea, Chad. Maybe you can key in on this. But Cindy and I we've been staying in. It's been so hot down here, and we haven't been going fishing. But we got some cooler weather coming up, and if we get a couple to eat, maybe we could do a catch and cook live. Our shows. Well, how will you think about that?
We could probably do something like that.
Yeah,
I need to get out here soon. I was kind of letting the fish do their spawn, and I know that a lot of the the smaller fish don't spawn, but I like to just let them be during this time of the year. But I think it's about time to start picking up the pace and getting out there and getting some eaters. So
we usually don't fish hardly at all for catfish in the entire month of June. Usually the beginning of it, we always fish the Fishing for Freedom tournament, which is the first weekend of June. We haven't the last couple of years. And then we take the whole month of June off. We'd fish for other things. But I think it started early this year, and I think it'll end early this year.
I'm hoping.
Yeah, me too. Chad better bring hot dogs for bait so when he gets skunked, he will at least not go hungry.
Some days you guys make me feel the most loved person on YouTube.
Oh, you are. If you guys like the idea of doing a catfish cooking show live on a Monday night show, leave us a message on our YouTube public page and let us know so we know if there's interest in it or not. Because if there's not, it's a lot of work to set one up outside. Not a lot, but more than it is the way we do it. And we'd be happy to do that.
Absolutely. We're going to give it about 20 more seconds and we're spinning this bad boy.
Sounds like a plan to me.
All right.
There's Patriot James. Welcome to the chat, buddy.
All right, here we go. 5, 4, 2, go. Ooh, 2 of them jumped in there right as I hit the button. Betty Jean. It's an Ohio kind of night.
Betty, just give me. I should have it, but you better send it to me anyhow. I have Betty and Dee for a while was winning everything in chat on everybody's giveaways for a long time. If they didn't win it, there wasn't no giveaways. But it's been a while. I haven't seen D win anything for some time, and that's the first
No.
time Betty's won anything in a while. So congratulations to Betty and Chrissy. You guys got the last of the D&L drifting sinkers. I know that you're going to enjoy them because I know that Betty uses them, and Chrissy, you can, if you're bank fishing, you can use them for regular sinkers. They work just as good. I've done that many times. So uh, congratulations, and we'll get Dennis back in here and do another show with him one of these days, and maybe he'll give us some more of the giveaway during a show or something, because it was an awesome giveaway and we had a great time. Catfish Heroes, welcome.
What's going on, Sean?
Sean says he's out fishing with Patriot James floats right now. Got to get a gill swimming under it. Absolutely. That sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah. Tear them up, brother.
Got any closing statements for tonight, Chubby?
Yes, I do. One, again, Lyle, congratulations on 8 years, my friend.
Thank you,
That
sir.
is, that is a heck of an accomplishment. And I think I will speak on behalf of most, if not all, people that watch. Thank you for all of the fun, the education, us getting to laugh at you and make fun of you, and also with you, as well.
Absolutely.
It really has been a blast to know you these last couple of years now. And, I go back from time to time and watch some old episodes, and we've definitely came a long way. I mean, nothing against all these other fellas, but I am definitely the best looking co-host you've ever had. So thanks again for having me on here. And we will see
too.
Don't forget Mark from Catfish and Crappie right after this has Mr. Bob Britt from Bobcat Outdoors on, and then we will also see you Thursday night on the bait shop. Go over and check out Panfish Nation as well. They're so close to that 1K mark. So that's all I have, boss.
Absolutely. Thanks, everybody. See you next Monday night right here on Catfish Weekly.